Am I? What? Am I already live? Yo, bro. Normally, I always have an introduction, no? Am I live or am I tripping? Let me know in the chat, guys. Typically, I always have a countdown. I'm live? Oh shit, guys. What? I didn't know, bro. Well, good evening, guys. Good evening. Like typically I have like a 30-second countdown. I don't know what changed. Um Damn, that throws me off so much. What? I don't know why. It's like a little autistic thing. It's like a little 30-second of like preparation, That's the only preparation that we do for these streams. Just that 30-second countdown, that's all. I wanted like to share the link, stuff like that. If let me share the link. I cannot open it even on my phone. I don't know what's up. Let me bit of a hectic start, guys. Just enjoy the screen. Okay? Just enjoy the screen. Oh yeah, we're most definitely live. Okay. Damn. Guys, what a week. Honestly. Right? Honestly, what a week. Like, it was the first week of the year. First food trading week of the year, I should say. And the market decided to bless us with the most picture perfect PO3 schematic I have seen in a minute. Like, absolutely picture perfect. The range meeting all the requirements, the manipulation meeting all the requirements. I do have to say, a bit of a more advanced entry in the manipulation phase. Expansion, picture perfect. And for some reason, retail has yet again managed to trap themselves into a narrative that just because Q1 is objectively speaking a bullish 3 months, that for that solely reason, markets have to go up Jan 1st. Like we talked about it on Monday, it played out, it confirmed, like we talked about the PO3 Monday, it confirmed Tuesday, and Friday we're looking at the aftermath. You can go and watch it stream for stream, and you can see it from potential entry to play out. You know? So we're currently having 270 viewers, but if I were you, I would listen to people that actually have a track record in the space because there seems to be a lack of understanding for most people. I was I, I had to calm myself down. Okay, I was talking to someone that made a comment under my comment under someone's post of like, timing the market is a losing game. If someone is watching this and you have had the narrative and the mindset of timing the market is a losing game, you are trying to validate the lack of skill that you have. It's as simple as that. If you believe in the narrative timing the market is a losing game, you're just trying to validate your lack of skill of trading. Okay? I always promote you have 3 portfolios. We have a leverage trading portfolio where we take leverage trades. We have a spot portfolio where we take spot trades, where we literally sell at the bottom and then buy at the or buy at the bottoms and sell at new all-time highs. And then you have an investment portfolio. And your investment portfolio is kind of like your bull run portfolio. Okay? In the Discord, I've explained the entire cash flow system on how those systems should work together to maximize profits during this run. Okay? But he made the comparison, okay? Because I want to talk to you guys about this because I have to calm myself down. I was winding myself up too much. I was like, why am I even talking about this to this guy? But I'm a nice guy, so I tried to explain it. But timing the market in the past, I would say 300 plus days has been more effective and would have made you more money than holding your crypto portfolio. Because most people's crypto portfolios is down a heck lot. Now, that guy made a comparison, okay? He said, do you see Michael Saylor selling high to buy back lower? That he tried to debate me using that argument, okay? So then my question is, well, are most people invested in Bitcoin and ETH, especially underneath the person's post that we're commenting? Or are they invested in ETH beta and in a 100x meme coin portfolio that dumped 60%? Are they billionaires trying to passively invest to get returns over 10 to 20 years period? Or is the average crypto bro trying to 100x their portfolio in the span of 6 months? So comparing a fucking billionaire and the behavior of a billionaire to the average crypto investor that we have in the space is irrational. Okay? I'm like, dude, if you're making a comparison to fucking Michael Saylor, then why are you invested in Wolf? Because he was invested in Wolf. Me too. I love Wolf. Great project, great chart. That's it, right? But I was like, it's an irrational comment. Like trying to argument me of like, but does Michael Saylor do it? But are you a billionaire? Right? Are you a billionaire? Are you actually a billionaire? Dude, billionaires, they don't need a fucking 5% a week. They need 5% a year and they're done. Come on now, bro. Timing the market, and the thing is, I showed them some tweets because like the track record I've personally been building has been pretty fucking nuts, and I have a lot of eyes on me right now, guys. I have a lot of eyes on me. People want to know what's the next move, and we're gonna talk about that in this stream. I'm just letting people join in, okay, and yapping. We're gonna talk about what's next, but I have to be careful, right? Because I'm getting put in a very tough position. Because the track record over the past 3 months has been ridiculously accurate. That's just the facts. You can scroll through my feed. That's just the name of the game. Okay? The market has been treating us good. TCT has been treated very good. Okay? Now, everybody that didn't believe in trading but already followed me now believed in trading, right? And now they want to know. And people that hated me for calling out distributions on Andy and Wolf and retracements of over 50 to 60%, which has now and have now happened, they all now listen to me. But I know these are people that do not listen to me because they like me. They listen to me because they respect the calls. But the moment one call is wrong, they never even like me, you know? So the moment one call now is wrong, since they are going to listen because they do respect the TA and they see the track record, they're like, if he makes one mistake now, we're going to type behind my Twitter account with 100 followers and an anonymous picture. Oh, I told you timing the market is a waste of time, blah, blah, blah. And we're just here dancing. We're just here dancing again. Don't make me pull out another song. Don't make me pull out another victory song, okay? So I need to be careful with what I say, right? I need to be very careful because a lot of eyes are on the TCT strats. But we're just going to do us, you know? We're just going to do us. We had an amazing trades. H-bar, ETH. Many people have been scalping left and right. Bro, you guys have been going nuts. The community has been going nuts. I'm seeing scalp setups that are absolutely perfectly fine of community members taking it. People getting funded accounts today. Congratulations to, I forgot his name. Irish Dan. I believe it was Irish Dan. Correct me if I'm wrong, but profits being made left and right, people getting more confidence in the future because they know, even though we are expecting crypto to go up, we know we can have a system that can generate us cash flow where the market goes down or up. That's all. Imagine how relaxed you can be if you are convinced crypto is going to go up, but you don't need crypto to go up. That's the difference, right? We don't need crypto to go up to make money. It's going to go up, but we don't need to still have cash coming in consistently each week. And that brings a lot of pressure off your shoulders and a lot of stress of your current portfolio and checking it every day, right? Because people have been checking it. Although I do believe we're, coming at a time where people are like at this point of like, just get it over with. If we go deeper, just go deeper. But then eventually it's going to go up. Just get it over with, Very impatient behavior because they're already down a lot. They're already down a lot because they believe people that are macro investors and haven't been accurate in calling high time frame pivot points. It's as simple as that. Investors are great, but investors have already done their work this cycle. You have invested. And if you did it correct, you have invested at the lows. It's so simple, guys. The macro investors in the space have already done their work, and so many of them have done amazingly. They have had great calls, 100x's, sometimes even 1000x. They're running communities. They're running meme coin projects. They did a fantastic job, but their job now is done. The only thing that they can do is just bull post the project to get the max return. So the narrative this cycle of who you should listen to has now changed from people with great macro investment calls, because those calls were months and months ago, maybe even a year ago, right? Now, in this final phase of the cycle, the final 6 to 12 months, you need to listen to traders. Because traders call high time frame pivot points, not investors. Why? They don't care. It's as simple as that. They don't care. You really think a 50% correction is going to hurt a guy's portfolio if he turns 10K into 3 mil? Oh, from 3 to 1.5 mil. Boo-hoo. Yeah, it's going to go up. But guess what? The people that follow those people, okay, that are getting dragged into that narrative that it doesn't matter if you time the market or not because it's eventually going to go up, they don't have the same entry as the person saying it. The person saying it is up millions of dollars. He doesn't care. You are down 50% because you bought the top, So the narrative is changing where now you need to be fully listening to traders, not investors, okay? And then obviously traders with a track record. We don't have a bias. We don't care. We just trade the charts. That's it. Preferably, I would like to have a crazy long. I also have a investment portfolio. I also have a spot portfolio. But I also have a leverage portfolio. that has been kicking ass, okay? But enough yapping. I have an hour. We got 45 more minutes. And I mainly want to talk about what I expect for Bitcoin to do next. Because what Bitcoin is going to do next is going to determine what the rest of the market is going to do. Okay? So, Bitcoin. Beauty that it is. Let me clear everything up from the chart. And I truly haven't prepared anything. And I have been thinking, okay, what do I really want Bitcoin to do next, right? So I'm just going to explain my thought process out loud. I'm gonna think about what I want to happen next live on stream while kind of explaining my thought process out loud. So I always like to start from literally macro to micro. And market structure is always king. Okay, market structure is always king. So just from the low up, I'm gonna skip over a few points because they're irrelevant now, right? Market structure is making higher lows and higher highs. It's as simple as that. This is your high time frame most important structure. Let's make that red. Obviously, this is a very aggressive break of structure. One thing I'm pretty confident in is that if we break down for whatever reason, you're not going to get a higher low for a higher high by backtesting this. That's not going to happen. That's way too deep and way too obvious of a backtest, in my opinion. That is an expectation. I could be wrong. We don't trade expectations, we trade confirmations. But that's way too deep. Way too deep. You typically, after expanding into price discovery, you can expect something like this. You never backtest the reaccumulation range that push you into price discovery. That's just a general rule. Especially if you want to have an aggressive expansion and an aggressive continuation, you kind of like to bounce off a 382. From a FIB perspective, I don't use FIBs that often, right? Sometimes as confluence for potential supply and demand zones. But in general, when you are trending and you're breaking into price discovery, an aggressive trend continuation is if you bounce off to 0.382. If you front run it, it's an even more aggressive continuation because you barely got a pullback. So if I just show you this, you should immediately have an ease on your mind. So much has been going on inside of this local range, but if you zoom out, you haven't even backtested a 382, which is, if you backtested and continue higher, a sign of a very typical aggressive trend continuation. You know? So going to 85 is also not a bad thing. It's not that you break down. You can simply bounce off a 382 of a weekly aggressive trend continuation. Okay? So just wanted to clear that up. We're aggressively trending higher. We have barely gone the pullback. We just created a range. It's as simple as that. Now, looking at the range itself, okay? Looking at the range itself, this is a lovely range. Like, from the definition of a range, we got ourselves a very good one, right? Because I talked about this today. If you look at the volume profile from this range, it's perfect. Perfect distributed volume profile right here. Most time spent within this range right here around the EQ. And then you have deviations below and you have deviations above. It's absolutely beautiful. Like, this is a very, very strong range, okay? And it's lovely to see how much the emotions have shifted while being in this range. Obviously, starting off with the range, we had the manipulation right there for the PO3. We dumped back down, liquidations left and right. We grinded up higher. Another manipulation phase right here with a TCT model distribution. Came back down. Right here had the accumulation schematic that completed it right here. Hit the target and then manipulated above while ETH was showing signs of a PO3. Obviously, and also expecting Bitcoin to go down at the same time. Manipulation above, dump back down. That's basically what this range was. Move back up, manipulation, dump. Move back up, manipulation, dump. Move back up, manipulation, dump. Every single move up in this range has been manipulation. That's pretty nuts, right? That's pretty nuts. So, looking at this range, right? Looking at this range, yes, I had a lot of questions of people asking me, could this simply not be a Model 1 distribution that kind of goes over in a Model 2 distribution? Technically speaking, yes, it could. This tab doesn't meet the requirements for the third tab because you did not mitigate extreme supply. So objectively speaking, it's not valid. But you have to be aware that as ugly as it looks, because it is ugly, you also right here had a deviation of the low. So it can also turn into an accumulation, right? That could be the case. Could be right now. We don't know yet for certain. Looking at the monthly, we could be creating a crazy topping structure. And for that reason, I have a few timing requirements that I want Bitcoin to follow. And for the people that don't understand it, just imagine this candle closes bearish. Okay, just imagine this candle closes bearish. So this turns into black and it closes right here. Okay. Every time we're on the monthly time frame, we've had a 1, we've had a 2, we've had a 3, we got a crazy move down. Like the fourth candle has been bearish every single time. Right here, we had it in the reverse from an accumulation side. 1, 2, 3. Fourth candle, higher low, higher high, you pump higher. That was your high time frame pivot point. Last cycle's top, first top, right here, 1, 2, 3. Aggressive push down. Even the fourth candle was bearish right here. Literally the exact previous cycle's all-time high, 1, 2, 3. Fourth candle, bearish. Right? So this is just a simple candle bar formation where you can expect what the fourth candle is going to do based on the 3 candle structure of your monthly candles. And this basically just represents like a Model 2 distribution and a Model 2 accumulation, but then looking at it from a candle formation perspective and not really ranges that deviate. But, objectively, they do the same. It just represented and presented to you differently. So obviously, I do not want that to confirm. And that only confirms if we come down and we close January pretty bearish, I would say, preferably around 86. So I'd rather not for that to happen. Okay? So that already gives us a time constraint of how much more we can come down if we go down right now in Jan. Okay? Because going back to candles and zooming back in, this is the range. Okay? This is the current range. It's as simple as that. Get rid of that EQ. We have supply above. We took extreme liquidity at the lows. And we have more liquidity right here. So from a high time frame POI perspective, these are the POIs. You have the range low. You have the liquidity below the range low. You have supply above because we came down pretty heavy. So the markets are also looking pretty heavy right now. Let's put Feb on the chart. So I'm going to put Feb on the chart, and then I'm going to put the 20th of Jan on the chart. The reason why I'm putting the 20th of Jan on the chart is because that's when you have that Trump inauguration whatsoever. It's a Trump-related news. Last time Trump pumped crypto. Okay? So who knows what's going to happen now? It's a news event. What my trader's heart would want, okay, is something like this. Just getting it off my chest. That's what trader Lars would want. Sweeping all that liquidity, reaccumulating, and pushing back up after that news event. Closing also above kind of our monthly open. So we need to put that on the chart. Remembering about that candle pattern formation. Right here, you have your yearly, monthly open. Okay? So I don't want to close if we come down, because it's so many scenarios, okay? If we come down, I don't want to close Jan in here. Because then you would confirm that monthly candle and that topping structure. And I don't want to confirm that topping structure based on pattern recognition in the past. That's not the best. Okay? So if we come down, let's say we come up, and we reject harsh from supply and we come down, I want a fast recovery back up. And I want to close Jan either back in bullish or around the monthly yearly open. Okay? Where this entire push down, which is manipulation below the yearly open, manipulation below the range low, people are getting bearish, sweep some sell side liquidity, and then you go higher. Okay? If we continue to range here, okay, if we continue to range here, and literally we don't do that much, and Feb opens, that topping structure also did not confirm. And then we can still come down and kind of take our time. You don't need a fast recovery then. And then we blast up higher. If we push through this supply zone on the move up, I'm expecting new highs. But I really don't like the current lows. I don't like it. The fact that every push up right here has been manipulation, because every push up resulted in an aggressive push down, it just goes to show you that the entire purpose of the pushes up was to sell. Because what followed after the push up was an aggressive push down. So they've just been selling at these highs. That's why you're getting the move down. So then to have a move down that sweeps just extreme range liquidity, not even the range low, I'm like, was that enough? Was that enough opportunity to fill the longs? I don't know. I don't think so. Right? I honestly don't think so. So if we come up and I see signs of a distribution in here, I will 100% again short it back down to the range low. And from here, I need to see if we're going to get the follow through here before the push up, or if we're going to sweep the low and break structure back to bullish. If that happens, I don't think we're going to sweep this anymore. Okay? So as a trader, as always, we lay out multiple scenarios. If we get rid of the timing and I just look at the charts, this range is still a bit heavy towards the downside. Why? Because every move up in the range was manipulation with an aggressive push down, leaving behind now also a heavy supply block. Like, that's a pretty heavy supply block, guys. So, what I would want to see and what would give us the easiest play is a push back up into here, followed by a push back down, followed by an accumulation. I know how deep this is going to go. And then we push back up. While by doing so, you will also create high time frame structure on the weekly time frame, for example, where then right here we get the 2 consecutive bearish closing candles, and then we push back up to new all-time highs. Right? And then either we break through or we create an even bigger range, depending on what the market wants. But by doing so, and preferably by not coming down too fast, but maybe coming down slowly and then get a quick pop, we can leave behind a trail of liquidity in this highlighted area, allowing to get an easier expansion towards the upside. I want you to pay attention to what follows after. Because as of now, I've been talking about more upside. Because overall, guys, this is not the all-time high. Okay? I can promise you that. That's not the all-time high. I'm just thinking of what needs to happen for price, for me personally, to see the signs of strength that allows us to tackle the all-time high again. And therefore, I want a bit lower to sweep more liquidity before going higher. However, you do need to see an accumulation coming into this area, right? If we don't get a confirmation coming down, who knows where this might go, okay? Just like we need a confirmation to short here, we need a confirmation to long here. It's as simple as that. So looking at this range, it's still a bit more heavy towards the downside, especially because we manipulate above that range and we dump down very aggressively. Locally, on the lower time frame here, especially in all the live streams, I've been talking about pushing higher today, right? I literally talked about in the New York Open live stream today. I was like, it actually played out. I'm just seeing it now. I'll post a clip of it for you guys to see, but I was talking about how we were creating this accumulation model and how it was just a picture perfect playbook for Mr. Market Maker to dump price down on the news, sweep some sell side liquidity, make a lower low to confirm the extended model on the first hour of New York Open, and then reverse back up. Like, it was pretty damn accurate now because I'm seeing it play out as we speak. So we didn't get an entry on it. That's completely fine. But we still got some more liquidity here on the left. So we still got some more liquidity on the left. And we still got supply above. That's still pretty heavy. Okay. So I wouldn't be surprised to get a relief up. Okay. I would love a relief up. Here, it is just complete. It's so important what happens here. What happens here is going to confirm everything we need to know. Okay? If we come up here and we slice straight through, I'm going to look for continuation longs targeting new all-time highs. It's as simple as that. If we come up here and I see a distribution, I'm going to short it back down to the range low. Unless on the move up, we have created crazy looking demand. Once at the range low, I'll be looking for manipulation below with accumulation models to validate a potential long entry. That could be a swing long entry. And depending on the liquidity here on the left, it will either be, manipulation like this, or maybe manipulation like this, in case there's a lot of liquidity, right? Where the wicks can be deeper. If Bitcoin pushes through from here, right? If Bitcoin pushes through and we don't get a confirmation on the retest on Bitcoin, I'll look for my altcoins to show signs of an accumulation. Because, guys, and Mr. Bull Lars is coming out now, the people that have been following me for a while, okay, you guys know that ever since my first public appearance on the live stream, which was on the BB stream, shout out to them, I have been saying that you don't need to know and don't need to understand any other chart than the Bitcoin chart to know when your alts are going to perform. Your alts are going to perform the moment we have confirmed our high time frame higher low in price discovery. So last time we went into all-time high price discovery right here. We pushed up and Bitcoin always moves first. And then we push down, and right here we got that high time frame pivot point. That first high time frame higher low in price discovery that send us into a distribution. Let me put this like this. This entire phase, okay, from this low to this high is when altcoins outperform Bitcoin. When the liquidity shifts from the high caps to the mid caps to the low caps. And that's going to continue. And I've made a post about this for a potential theory that the maybe why this happens is to blind people from seeing the distribution, right? Blind people from seeing objective reality, which is that price is distributing. But because their altcoins are pumping, they don't care. And they're blinded by the green. Okay? We have seen it happen. If you have been following me for a while, you see that every time I post about a distribution, especially the last few ones on Andy and Wolf that played out, people don't believe me. They just don't believe the chart. Like, they don't believe data. So it's going to happen again, right? Especially if then your altcoins are pumping. And then pumping like crazy, hopefully, right? But if we can confirm a high time frame pivot point low here, by preferably doing something like this, that's a bit too broad, like this, that will be lovely, okay? And that's when I would expect alts to perform. So I'm going to map out the scenarios, okay? Because I want it to be crystal clear for you guys. I want no questions. I'm going to lay it out on the chart for you, and then you can screenshot it. So we currently have the range right here. This is the bigger range. This is the liquidity below. Just like that. This is your local range. Inside of the bigger range. We have resistance at the highs. Which is a daily order block that is also backed by, I believe there was a breaker. Pretty good breakers there. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What would that fit be? Yeah, okay, that's nice. Okay, so right here, look, make that green, gray. Look for potential. Okay. If price creates a distribution model coming into this POY, look for shorts to take towards high time frame range low. If price pushes through supply aggressively, look for continuation longs on the backtest to take towards the backtest to take towards range highs / new all-time highs. That's one. Okay. Let's make that 10. Yeah, there you go. Boom. If price comes towards the range low, look for longs on mid time frame, not low time frame, guys, because it's a high time frame play that could get created by a mid time frame accumulation. If price comes towards the range low, look for mid time frame accumulation schematics for high time frame pivot point lows. Depending on the liquidity on the left, we could get an aggressive sell to buy. Preferably, I would like us to come down slowly. Okay? Because the slower you come down, the more bullish. Simple as that. Aggressive coming down is just showing selling, right? It's as simple as that. You don't have to overcomplicate it. Price dumps aggressively. The purpose of the dump is not to go higher. If price, unless it's a PO3. If price comes down slowly, the purpose of the pullback could be to add more longs to then push back up higher, sweeping the liquidity that's created on the pullback. Okay? A pullback will teach you a lot about what the next move is going to be. That's why I'm still like hesitant to call a high time frame pivot point low right now, because the pullback was so aggressive. Let's say this came down like this, so slowly, leaving a beautiful buy side liquidity trail. I'll be like, oh yeah, that can push back up, you know? But now we came down so aggressively. So I'm like, maybe it just sweeps more liquidity to trap people to then go lower. Boom. If price comes towards the range low, look for long or mid-time accumulation for high time pivot point lows. Depending on liquidity on the left, we could get an aggressive sell to buy. Preferably, I would like us to come down slowly. Perfection. Let me check this for a sec. Still in the range. Yes. Pull that like that. Pull that like that. So this will be presented to you in either boom. Boom, 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 boom. Right there. That's low-key ugly drawing. Let me do it like this. All right. Or you will get something like this. Boom. One, two. Okay, guys? Price case distribution model coming into this POI. Look for shorts to take towards the high time frame range low. Facts, you can see me. I draw this one purposely. Preferably the slower that we come up, the better, because you create sell side liquidity below you, giving you reasons to come down. However, we do have a lot of buy side liquidity above, so it could squeeze up. So we'll have to see how that develops. But overall, like I just said, the slower that you come towards a POI, the better. Okay? If you're looking to trade it in the opposite direction again. So we're going to copy and paste these right here. 1, 2. Boom. Right here, this will be scenario 3. Right there, scenario 3. And guys, these are all this is everything you need to watch. I don't like being convinced about one idea. I can have a preference, okay, as typically my preference plays out, but overall, I am prepared for everything, okay? If price comes towards the range low, look for longs on mid-time for accumulation schematics for high time for pivot point lows. So that would be if, let's extend that to the right. Well, we can keep it like this. Like that. That would be the case if like something like this happens where we come down and then everyone expects to sweep maybe potentially lower and then we push back up. Okay. So that will be then scenario 3 in real life right there. And then scenario 4 would be Scenario 4 would be where this happens right here. And this would be like this, a sell to buy. And then maybe you get an accumulation on the back test. Okay? And this then will be 4. Boom. And I want to draw this more locally. Boom. It's as simple as that, guys. Now, mind you, I'm laying out multiple scenarios here, and this is what goes on in my brain. This is how you are as a trader on the right side of the market, because you don't care what it does. You're following your plan. We have 4 potential scenarios right now. We come up, preferably come up slowly, get a distribution into resistance. If we get that confirmation, we're going to short it back down to the range lows, but we will be de-risked by the time that we hit the technical target of the distribution, which is the range low. If we aggressively slice through our resistance, because it is, however, also inefficiency because we dump down so fast, and we flip that into inefficiencies, kind of flipping this breaker and the double breaker, if I see a slow pullback, even though it's in premium, but I see a high probability accumulation model, I will take the long. Again, I'll be targeting the local range high, plus potentially a new all-time high. Because we do have to be aware, we have still a supply zone above the range high. Okay? Have to be aware of that. I think that has less significance because we kind of already had such a harsh rejection there, but it's still there to be watched. Okay? If we come down, now we could come down after putting in 1, right? If we come down putting in 1, that's fine. Doesn't change anything. Preferably, we come into potential scenario 3 and 4 having put in scenario 1 and 2, or scenario 1. Reasoning is that if we come up and we already mitigate that supply and we get a pullback that's preferably a bit slower, we don't have that supply anymore as resistance for if we're going to make our move up if we create something regarding the lines of potential scenario 3. Okay? Now, depending on the liquidity right here on the left, we could get a wick, right? We could get a wick where we have a sell to buy, and we could get potentially scenario 4 where you have a wick and then after the wick you create a range that goes higher. It's kind of similar to this. You have an aggressive wick. After the wick you create a range right here and you go higher. So in here you'll be looking for that long to go up. But it all depends on the liquidity that's located here. I don't care about knowing that. I'll just see what happens. Okay? We could obviously come down not into potential scenario 3, not putting in 1, but that doesn't change anything regarding potential scenario 3. It will still be executed the exact same way if confirmations are present. It would just be nicer to go up first because then we can have that supply out of the way. Okay, just get rid of the supply. Now, obviously, there's a potential that we smash straight down and smash straight up, never giving us any confirmations. That's completely fine. That's completely fine. We have been adding on spot at key high time frame pivot POIs. So if we start running, we're safe. You know, we're back with our investment portfolio / our spot portfolio that we've been adding to. Guys, our leverage portfolio is just there to capitalize off of high probability setups. If Bitcoin comes here and we get a potential high time frame pivot point low, but you don't get an entry, or you get an entry, but the stop loss is big, and the model is not that high of a probability, don't get over fantasized and over sexualized by the idea of longing the pivot point low, because in the end, it's all about risk to reward. If you get a massive wick and you buy that wick, right, and your entry is here and your stop loss has to be here, and you target a new all-time high, you may have a 20% move on Bitcoin, but it's an RR of 3.86. It's not that special. You can get that on a low time frame scalp entry. Literally, you can get a better RR on a 10-minute setup. You can be in a trade for an hour and get a better RR than this right here. So don't think that if you catch a bottom, your R is going to be great. It all depends on your entry ratio in your entry compared to your invalidation and your target. In other words, your RR. Okay, so if I don't see a high probability entry on Bitcoin, but I am expecting a potential bottom to be put in, I'll look at my altcoins. I'll look at my high volume trading pairs. I'll look at Pepe. I'll look at Doge. I'll look at Solana, XRP. I look at ETH, right? Although I've only been shorting ETH. So these are my scenarios 1, 2, 3, and 4. It could be, I don't see it happening, but there is a scenario that we come up and still come down. I just don't like it because of the aggressive buy to sell here that already completed the schematic. So I'm not going to add that because it's a very low probability, right? But these are the things I'm watching. We came down aggressively so we can get a relief rally up. Don't get excited about the relief rally until we smash through supply and get a confirmation for the long on the back test. Either way, if your altcoins are showing signs of accumulation, spot needs to be added. I've posted updates on Wolf. I've posted updates on Pepe in the past. I've given out high time frame key POIs. Lots of them moved up over 40%. Now retrace back down, so to being up around like 10 to 15%. If you get confirmations of accumulation models on your altcoins, we're going to be adding on spot, because on spot we always need to be less accurate on leverage. Okay, leverage needs to be very accurate because you can get stopped out. Spot, way more flexible. But these are my main scenarios for Bitcoin. Okay, and depending on what we get, I'll act accordingly. If I don't get any, that's completely fine. It's just that you have different coins like Doge, for example, kind of building up the same shit. I posted a very in-depth analysis today about Doge, where I'm seeing liquidity above presented to you in liquidity 1, but I'm also seeing liquidity below presented to you in liquidity 2. So if we come up here, that will kind of result in Bitcoin going up as well. I'll be very surprised if we come up from a macro high time frame pivot point, leaving behind kind of these like triple lows or whatever you want to call it. You know, it's such obvious looking liquidity that I would love to sweep it. You know, so again, coming back in here, getting signs of a distribution, which is equal to Bitcoin going up, also getting a sign of a distribution. I'll love to short it back down to 2 to then look it to long it back up again, right? So it's really a question of which liquidity are we going to take first. Typically, if you take the buy, you go to the sell, right? If you take the sell, you're going to go to the buy. So it's a waiting game. Right now, it's a waiting game. And we're simply going to wait for a high time for our high probability model to present itself. And if that's going to be a runner, the market will decide. We're not here to predict. Wyckoff Insider may not be here right now, but we're not here to predict. We're here to react to the markets. Okay? That's why I also don't like to give out predictions, because I genuinely don't care about the predictions. I can give my expectation. But with a prediction, all I'm doing is beginner see my profile, see that I was right a few times, look at my prediction, and actually trade my prediction that doesn't even have a confirmation yet. It genuinely happens. So I can do that. Okay? I'm giving out and mapping out all the scenarios. I'm telling you what I'll be looking for coming to each POI, how I'll act accordingly if we either reject or break out and backtest, or if we move down and deviate or deviate deeper. And if confirmations are present, I'll take a trade. And the TCT community obviously will know, because we trade live inside of the Discord. Okay? So, you know, same on ETH. We came down aggressively, completed the PO3. We're sweeping the low. This could come up, right? This could come back up. But this is going to be the high time frame pivot point. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And that's the case with many. That's the case with many projects. You know, also Sol. Like, this liquidity is just screaming to get taken. So when you have obvious looking liquidity, that can become your bias, okay? or your bias is, I'm expecting this to get taken out. So any moves up, you know, on a confirmation, we can take a potential low time frame entry for a high time frame target. The markets would genuinely be fixed and ready for accumulations if these can just simply all take out this liquidity. Take out the liquidity there. Take out the liquidity there. Pepe also. Pepe Loki took out the liquidity. Okay, Pepe did take out most liquidity. But maybe the range low. I don't know if it's gonna happen. Pepe already took out the liquidity, which is more bullish. But obviously, you know, it can also come down. XRP as well. We have liquidity above, liquidity below. Also locally, liquidity above, liquidity below. It's we'll have to see how it's gonna develop, honestly. Right? From a spot trading perspective, I'm ready for higher prices. From an investment perspective, I'm ready for higher prices. And if we go down, we'll capitalize off of it by shorting and then buying back lower. And that's all that we're doing, right? I'm not here to be the greatest predictor. I want to be one of the best traders, okay? So until I have a confirmation that's present, because if I have a confirmation, I will low-key predict because I'm going to short it, which is a prediction then for down. Or I'm going to long it, which is a prediction for up, obviously. But until then, I'm currently only positioned. I still have a short on ETH. I have around 10% open. I still have the short on HBAR, which is also around 25% that's still open. We have resistance above. High time frame order flow objective of this distribution would be here. Although I have checked some other exchanges on HBAR, and Mexi actually swept the range low. So maybe if we come down to demand, I'll slice off some more. But all trades have TP1s and TP2s and TP3s being hit. Stop losses are trailed in profit. So any long that we also take, because we are so well positioned in the shorts and with the profits that we made from the shorts, any longs that we take are hedges. They're hedges against the shorts that we still have open. So it doesn't really matter what the market does. It's pretty unique, right? That's the luxury of being able to trade. I have not checked the chat at all. So let me check it real quick because we're almost at an hour. Why are you so confident that the Bitcoin top isn't in yet? These are not how tops are created, typically. Literally, the timing is incorrect. The topping structure is incorrect. The euphoria hasn't been there for them to actually properly be able to distribute price. Yeah, those are the main things. Yeah. Timing wise, it's not correct. Topping structure, I don't like it. And euphoria hasn't been there. So did they really have the chance? Was the euphoria that big that they could simply sell almost everything on this deviation? Because this deviation already did its job right there. And that was to take the low and they reversed it back up, right? So it would have been solely based off this right here and solely based off this right here, which in my opinion is not enough to dump price into a bear market. Okay, just a temporary top. Hard to not see distributions, but with Trump soon, I really don't know. Just gotta wait. I'm also very curious what's gonna happen on the 20th of Jan. I'm not here to predict what's gonna happen on 20th of Jan. If we get a confirmation, we'll just take it, and the is most likely if you get a TCT model forming, right? If you get a TCT model forming, and it gets confirmed, and it's a high probability model, you will know what the news is gonna do. So if you have a distribution right before the news would just dump price. If you have an accumulation right before the news will pump price. If you have nothing, maybe the market doesn't do anything on the news. Or it's just hard to know. I think we will confirm the low around here, all season imminent, Bitcoin 121.40, then GG's. I like the idea. I like it. No comments, literally. Well, there was a comment, but overall, like nothing to add. It could definitely happen. That's kind of my scenario 3, right? Come down, put the low in around here, go up, go to 120, 120, 130, 140, distribute, dump. Yo, Vince. What's up with Vince? Yo, Lars, I paid to get in, but haven't received any emails. Sent an email about it yesterday and the email on TCT website. Join the Discord. Join the free Discord. Open up a ticket, okay? Or message me privately on X, and I'll get back to you in private, okay? And we'll sort that tonight. Okay, please check Tau. Tau's in the simple range. Sands, BNB. BNB on a high time frame. I looked at it today on the New York stream. It's not the best, right? But BNB, you don't want to trade BNB. BNB is very illiquid. I looked at the volume, and for it being a top coin, it only had 37 mil volume on MEXC compared to billions in Bitcoin, right? Check out gold. I know about the Model 1, brother. Lars, could you drop some knowledge on the gym? Push pull legs as like if you're a beginner, push pull legs. It's this simple. If you're a beginner, just do push pull legs. Focus on machines because your form with 3 weights is probably pretty shit because you're a beginner. So focus on the machines that already lay the path of the rep for you. Try to get in your protein, sleep good, and train till failure. Warm up, do 2 working sets, 1 normal set to failure, 1 drop set. 10 exercise or 10 sets per week per muscle group, you're done. Hi, mate. May I ask what is the additional content after this beautiful masterclass on YouTube? Is it more advanced, but how? Any hints? So on YouTube, I have taught you about market structure, ranges, liquidity, supply and demand, TCT models, advanced TCT models, and risk management and PO3s. Okay. I basically giving you the resources to be able to lay out a chart and get a good high time frame bias, and also how to predict those pivot points using the TCT schematics. However, in the private content in the Discord, I go over high probability models, which is something we only trade. It's basically how to use TCT to literally like barely lose. Okay. It goes in on what makes a TCT model good and what makes a TCT model bad. You know about the TCT model, but now we're going to go over into the variables. We're going to add liquidity to TCT, supply and demand, all that stuff. So it goes in on how a normal TCT model goes over into a high probability TCT model. That's all that it is. This is the first topping structure of a bigger distribution model. We got much higher to go, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. I also agree for higher prices. I just want a bit lower. If the market can give me a bit lower, that'll be amazing. But if not, it's also fine. Spot has been added at key POIs. Do you think we are creating a distribution on Bitcoin dominance? I can check that if I still have time. Sell, I mean, thanks, mate. Yeah. Overall, Mr. Sito Zen, and also for the people listening, right? What we do inside of the Discord community, okay, is that we want to make consistent money trading. There are many there are many clips, many educational content in there to understand the schematics better and to only trade high probability schematics. But we focus on racking up those consistent gains each week so you always have a cash flow coming in despite crypto. While obviously at the same time, we look at high time frame key POIs on altcoins that we're looking to scale in, where we're looking to scale out, our expectations. Obviously, we'll be talking about macro tops when it's present. We talked about this top, talking about, the Andy distribution of 60%, that dump price that everybody flamed me for, but actually happened, So just being able to, it's the perfect Discord if you want to learn how to trade, okay? If you want to have a community of people that are friendly and want to help you and keep you accountable for the hard work while I'm stacking up that cash each week while having a safe portfolio and nailing it on the high time frame pivot points. Because that's what we focus on. Leverage portfolio, spot portfolio, investment portfolio. Spot portfolio, we actively trade, but on spot. And with actively trading on spot, I mean swing trades. So it's like you scale into Wolf right now at key POIs, you sell the new all-time high. You repeat. That's a spot portfolio. Because the investment portfolio, the average buy should be way lower. Okay? Otherwise, you're kind of entering late. But then the leverage trading portfolio is the active trading on the lower time frames, right? Where we're taking the scalp entries, nailing that 5% each week. And then you obviously have your investment portfolio that especially Wyckoff Insider can give you a lot of help with, and also helps the people to kind of structure the portfolio the best they can to not be over allocated into one area, etc. You know? I'm on the website, no links to the Discord on there. Brother, you go to the tcttrading.com website, you click on free community, and you join it. It's one link right here. Click on free community, join it. And then open up a ticket in the Discord, okay? But it's simply here. Join this. Free community. And otherwise, send me a private message. Obviously, I'm on the live stream right now, but I'll get back to you after the live stream. What do you say about Sui, bro? Okay, guys. I was actually very curious. I'm going to make a video about Sui and post it on my X, okay? But the reason why I framed my tweet in the way that I did with saying 2.8 incoming is it's a very controversial statement. So I was curious to see what people were going to say, especially after the track record, after the performance, you know? I was expecting people to say and ask me, how did you come to this analysis? Right? Because of the calls in the past. And some people did, so I was happy to see that. But a lot of people were like, that's not going to happen, you know? Just proving my point of literally they're not learning. But that's why I framed the tweet in the way that I did. So, confirmed. It's a very controversial statement. I know it, guys. It's a very controversial statement. I was just curious, based on the track record, if people were change their opinion and put their ego to the side and their confirmation bias to the side and ask me how did I come to the analysis to understand it better, to then form their opinion based on what they see from me, or to immediately go into a defensive mechanism and attack me on the tweet. And it was the second. There were a few people who asked me for my analysis. If that was you, top G behavior. The people that were attacking, they're never going to sell on time either way. Bro, Sui can go to 100 from here, and they will hold it to 1,000, you know? But I will make a video. You guys know me. You guys know me. I'm not here to make controversial statement and then not back it up, you know? So I'm going to make a video on Sui. I'll do it tomorrow and talk about how I came to that potential scenario. Because again, guys, it is a potential scenario that we go to 2.8. It's a potential expectation. If we don't go to 2.8, I will not lose any money because I wouldn't be in the trade because there was no confirmation. Just like I explained to you on Bitcoin. Okay? So I'm going to make a video talking about the analysis on Sui, how the coin has been performing so far, what we can expect going forward, and I will reply with that tweet on the 2.8 statement, also showcasing why I wrote it in such a controversial way. Do I ever post something? Think about this, guys. I'm just testing you. When have I ever posted a tweet about a certain project going to a certain price? I never do that. Those aren't the tweets that I make. Those are engagement tweets, okay? I always post a chart with different scenarios. I was just curious after my performance, if I wrote a tweet like that, if people were going to ask me how I came to the conclusion because they want to learn, or if they're just still brain turned off and they're like, oh, we're never going to get there. Bruh. You know? So, I'm going to make a video on that, obviously, because that's what I always do, guys. I'm going to make a video on that. And if you want to Let me see. Did I actually? Let me check on the other. I think I just upload a YouTube video as well. Not yet. Okay, I'll have to see what's up with that. After the live stream, a um a 14-minute YouTube video will be posted explaining my entire thought process about my ETH trade. Okay? If you want to know how I took this trade, if you want to know how I nailed this, before coming to this live stream, I record a 14-minute video talking about how you could have nailed this trade as well. So you can learn from it and do it yourself next time. Okay? So that's going to be uploaded to my YouTube right after this stream. We've been going for an hour and 10 minutes. I wanted to keep the main focus on the different Bitcoin scenarios. We're going to enter weekend price action, so expect some less volatility. And if you want to actually start making money and not follow all the boo posters, you know where I'm located every single day, active in the Discord, live trading, live setups, live education. You know where to be. Okay? I appreciate all of you. There are so many people that support me, so many people that want to learn. Don't think I'm only pointing out, people that are just sometimes retarded. That literally, I see the love, I see the support. I appreciate every single one of you. I have so many people in the server. It's such an amazing server, bro. I love you guys. Honestly, I just love you guys. When hair tutorial, Tim, I was just trying to copy you, man. I was just trying to copy you, I was like, you know what? Let me do it back. Kind of like make it fluffy a bit, sea salt spray. Hey, guys, I appreciate all of you. And I'll see you all in the Discord. See you guys.